And this sister talks like this to individuals that she actually has care and respect for. And obviously she was offering this as advice. But Twitter's reminding everyone of it. Here it is. Come on, they talk to us about this dating thing, because it's Mo is different now. And when you and I, it's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying. Are you trying to say that? What you trying to say? I'm looking right at you. I'm grateful. You ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you. And I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs. Okay? Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. Yeah. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
There you go.
Obviously, Lace.
There you go.
Comedic characteristic.
There you go.
Stephen A. Smith, colleague, friend.
Let me jump on that. Let me piggyback on that. I must say, I'm happily married. I'm not 55 and looking, you know what I'm saying? So I concur with, Monique just said. You know, it's real tricky out there, and I be trying to enlighten my brothers that is in my age range. Stop running behind these young girls that could be our daughters and granddaughters, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not age appropriate, first and foremost. And the game is different now. It's like, let's not even take it on I'm a rich man level. Women are fragile now than they ever been. They're not built like they used to be. Meaning that, you broke up with a woman, at any point, and she was like, okay, you're lost. But now it's different now. A woman will call the police on you and say you abused her, you put your hands on her, and she have no problem with destroying your career or your identity or your image, or your, all the above, because she's hurt. So it's like with the Me Too movement that came out of women being abused, rightfully so. I had a mother, I have aunts, I have sisters, got a niece, great niece, daughter, granddaughter. I'm like, I'm all for protecting women, but at the end of the day, you gotta move different out here, and maybe it took this for him to understand that, because he a rich dude, he done paid his dues out here in the world, done got his money. He feel like to a degree he untouchable and he can have what he want, he can do what he want, rightfully so. But you gotta move with some kind of caution because it ain't the same. And what I'm mad at Ocho Cinco about, you his young homie, his protege, that supposed to be your big homie. You supposed to let him know, oh, this ain't how you move. And if you're gonna move like this, then you need to move like that. You need to school him. But if he did and he wasn't listening, then shame on him. You know what I'm saying? But I hope guys in our age bracket is really paying attention and understanding look, man, stop messing with these young girls at this point. You know what I'm saying? It ain't looking good on you, and it won't be looking good for you when you cut the tide of, you being someone with wealth and money, and after you had your fun with her, and now you try to move on. Because I listened to the conversation, you know, she thought that they were in a relationship, you know. She didn't realize she was one of many. And what she said hurt her, or what I heard in that recording, one of many that they putting out there. She said, "You hurt me when you went live having sex with somebody else." So she hurt. So the fact that she's hurt, she thought that they was in a relationship and he was taking care of her. From what I heard or was hearing, he was giving her 5 to 10,000 a week just for her pocket. But it's always been a money thing because he got it. You know, you want me to parade around as your young thing, you got to take care of me. That's the arrangement. But on all the recordings, you can hear how she trying to up the ante. 25 a cheek. I want you to put the baby gravy in me. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I want your big black baby. And, get used to me because I'm going to be in your life for a lifetime. I'm like, whoa. I mean, was you liking her talking like that? Because sound like to me she plotting off the top. Like, you going to get me pregnant. And then they even said he was, I guess he did get her pregnant at some point, and she had an abortion. So all of this is going into play. That's why she like, I'm not taking no $10 million, even though I'm like, why not? But the lawyer Busby like, nah, that joker, he's sitting on some money. He get ready to sign this deal, you know. Excuse me, I got food in my teeth. I just ate. I need a floss. But so if you see food in my teeth, that's what it is. Uh, so I'm just saying, man, it don't look good for the old school guys like myself. And but I'm like, I remember back in the day, and I tell this story a lot. When I was in my 20s, and the girl crew we used to roll with, when we used to go to clubs and cabarets and parties, and the 40-year-old dudes that was hovering around the 20-year-old ladies that were with us, part of our crew, they would jokingly laugh about the old dudes. Like, let me go over here, a group of them. They, with their sexy Evo dress on, with their arms, they back out. If you real busty, she got them things hanging out and whatnot. So they would jokingly say, let me go get all of us some drinks from these old lames over here. And we as young dudes just thought that was the funniest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one that pay attention. I'm paying attention to everybody that's around me. I'm one that, I pay attention to detail and whatnot. So when I became 40, I wasn't married. And when I was out there having my fun, I'm like, I never tried to talk to a younger woman that was under 20 years old or under 30. This is when I was 40 because I remember the conversations and how young women look at old men. You a lick. You a trick to them. It is what it is, and some guys are okay with that as long as they get what they want. I'm not. I'm not. Because that looked like a lame to me at the end of the day. It's like you look desperate when you running after young women and and some guys they like the power of controlling, but all the time you the one being duped because they already plotting on you at the end of the day. So maybe if you detail it, you getting what you want, I'm getting what I want. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to play the games. I like who like me. So therefore we ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? And whether I had the money or not, you know, I believe in being age appropriate and it's no way that matter of fact, if you 10 years younger than me, you know, I ain't even messing with you. Cause to me, you like one of my little sisters or something. I remember back in the day, my sister friends, I got three sisters. I had three sisters. And they little girlfriends used to be looking at me and flirting with me, and I let them know off the break, look, first of all, if you hang with my sister, you a girl. You a little girl to me. Okay? We not doing that. You like a sister to me because you hang with my sisters. You a little girl. So stay out my face. I date women, not little girls. So I be extremely rude and you think you all that. Look, whatever. Get out my face. You feel me? It is what it is. I always been like that. So I'm just like, like they just said, let me play that. Let me play that. Let me play that. That's a mouthful right there for them to say that. Listen, talking about women. Listen to this. Listen to this.
To avoid the case becoming public, in a press conference, Davis provided additional context surrounding the $50 million suit filed by his ex-girlfriend. So the multi-million-dollar offer was made during mediation conversations.
She gonna get 20. She ain't gonna get 50.
She walked away from the offer. Quote,
because you offered 10.
It was a big shock to us when suddenly
not necessarily that he guilty. It's because you gonna make me lose that 100 million.
Recently, the accuser released a recorded conversation in which Sharp can be heard saying, quote, I'm going to effing choke it out of you, end quote. She began the consensual relationship with Sharp, later alleging citing controlling and physical abuse. Another quote, he demanded complete control over her time and body. Busby issued in a statement, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule, at his command whenever he called. According to the suit, late 2024, she attempted to end the relationship with the night. Here's some of those responses.
And y'all wonder why Tracy Ellis Ross is happily single, and as far as we know, Regina King is single, and Regina Hall is single, and Nia Long is now single, because the men in their proximity, their direct proximity, not only their proximity, their age mates, out here doing like Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is a prime example of all these men talking about women ain't. They just gonna be alone. But behind the scenes,
what's my girl name?
You texted a 19-year-old teenager about big black baby gravy. Start dating in your age bracket and maybe you won't have these problems. I said what I said. I would like to know less about you.
I remember.
What's my girl name? From Players Club. I forget her name. Light skinned girl, light skinned lady. Wow. Let me look that up because you know, these are ladies expressing that they want to be in love and but you know, Lisa Ray, that's her name, Lisa Ray, and they like basically they talk about this. It's like the men with money want younger women, and younger. I mean, women that's older like younger men. So we not gonna put it all on the men. So how about everybody stay age appropriate? But this what did it for me, and I'm gonna close it out because me and my son we get ready to dip. Uh, I remember when Kevin Samuels died, and he was raving about he never dated a woman that was over 30 years old and over 125 pounds. I'm like, bro, you 52, 54, look at that food flying out my mouth. Excuse me. You 53, 52, 54 at the time. Yeah, you look young, taking care of your body, you rich, you successful, but guess what? Let me put the camera on it. That heart, that heart is whatever age you are. And when you stressing it, no matter how youthful you feel or look or act, that heart is whatever age you are. So you trying to keep up with a young girl, 30, you putting yourself at a high level stress. And what I mean by that is 9 times out of 10, he popping Viagra to even try to sexually stay up with these young ladies that he was dating because he was rotating them in and out. He was a player, you know. And then I don't know if they was a sponsor of his, but he was always drinking them energy drinks, them Red Bulls. Them Red Bulls ain't nothing but sugar and caffeine. That's all you drink. You can drink, like, you can dip your hand in regular coffee and just eat it in sugar. Same thing. That's all. It's liquid sugar and caffeine. And that shit is so strong. I remember I was taking a break from drinking because, my stomach swelled up. And I'm like, bro, I look like I'm pregnant. I got to do something about this. You know, you know, I started drinking the energy drinks. I had one what is it, Red Bull one night, and I bought two. I ain't even drink the second one because I felt high off that first one. It was crazy. I say, oh my God, this what this stuff tastes like. At least with regular coffee, you dilute it with water. It's made with water. Then I add more water to it because I drink it in a mug. And once you pour it from the coffee cup, it fill up the mug. Then I pour additional water on it, to cut it. So it won't be so strong and potent. Man, if that dude was drinking all these energy drinks like that, that alone will race your heart and put you in a high uh what is it, potential of hypertension, high level of hypertension. That's health issues, heart problem, high blood pressure. That's what I'm trying to say. Hypertension. If this joker was drinking all them energy drinks and not just advertising it, I mean, maybe they was a sponsor, but I thought I saw him take them Jones to the head. So he was a frequent drinker of them Red Bulls. So you popping Viagra, you drinking these Red Bulls, you smoking, you drinking, you partying. You got these young girls you trying to keep up with, and guess what? Guess how he died. If you don't know, do your research. He died in bed on top of his young thing, and from that point on, I said, "Oh, see, that solidified what I've been saying." You know, if you gonna go young, you need to stay in a 10 decade or 10-year time frame and less. Anything over 10 years, you know, it's just not age appropriate at the end of the day. And you as an old man, you gonna be killing yourself trying to stay up or trying to please or satisfy this young lady. Not saying you can't, but it's gonna be hard to keep that streak up with just off the natural. You're gonna have to have assistance, and that's not helping you. You know. All right, I got a dip, man. Big day, streets finest. I'm a holler. Peace.